What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Black Hearted Artist, and I'm back with another top 6 list. So, today we are going to talk about the top 6 reasons I hate being black in China.
The top 6 reasons I hate being black in China.
Now, that's a little bit dramatic, but it's really the top 6 reasons that I think it's more difficult and things that people of color have to get used to if they want to live here in China. And some things that I personally have experienced, as well as, I've heard from others that have experienced as well. So before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment down below your thoughts. All right, let's get into it, okay? Number 6, cultural differences. Now, this might sound very obvious, but I'm gonna talk about something way more specific, okay? I want to talk about some of the language differences. I want to talk about some of the language differences first. They have this very common thing they say in Chinese, nigga, which just means you are, but from an American, an African-American ear, American at all ear, you hear a different word. So when they're on the phone, they're like, nigga, nigga. You're just like, what is going on? So that takes some time getting used to. And that's just going to be the first kind of cultural thing that you got to get used to, is their easiness on language. And some things that might offend you don't offend other people, especially of color. For example, colored people from the rest of the world who are not from America don't feel the same way about that word. So, but that gets me to the cultural difference. I think as Americans, we have a certain stigma against certain words, and there's a lot of racial tension in America. So being raised in that, tension, that racial tension, you think you want to bring it here, and that's something that you absolutely cannot do. They want to have open conversations about race, and you have to try to explain why America is the way it is with, the whole racial tension, especially now in the last 2 or 3 years. It's gotten crazy with it being so worldwide and public thanks to our last president. So it can be a big cultural difference to get through being black in China and having to explain that you're from America and you are very proud to be black and from America. And we have a certain stigma against that word, so it burns our ears a little bit. And I thought that was just very interesting, so I put that at number 6. Number 5 are the culture vultures. So, some people in China, some of the locals in China really love the things that black people have done and the things that we have contributed to, whether it's pop culture, music, art, science, literature, whatever it is, but they don't like the people, which is like, why? How? For example, some people will come up to you and they will tell you face to face, like one person, he told me, he's like, you are the first black person that I've actually liked. I really don't like black people. And I'm like, how, Sway? You sitting here with baggy pants, a hoodie. You just talked to me about like 5 rap songs that you just love. all these things that you have stolen from Black culture, but somehow you just don't like the people and you just have a stigma against the people. So that's something that you might have to face, and it's really nasty. And I can't stand it because, again, you're a culture vulture. You are taking our culture while being racist towards us. Houseway. It don't make no sense, and I can't stand it. Number 4, judgment. Okay, so this one is pretty interesting because we actually face this quite often wherever we go. We are judged based on the color of our skin. All this beautiful melanin we are judged on. And it's really sad and unfortunate. But it comes in the forms of jokes or side comments or, I have Chinese friends and their Chinese friends will tell them and be honest with them how they feel about me. They won't tell me sometimes in person, face to face, which is honestly better. But you have some people that are really bold, to just tell you straight up, why are you so Black? You're just like, excuse me? Why are you so dark? Why are you so Black? You have, children or sometimes even adults. I've heard people say they've got this from adults, but I've had children, come and wipe my arm and look for things to wipe off or expect me, why don't you shower? And it's like, what are you talking about? And some of these things you just try to have to let, slide off your shoulder, just brush it off. You're expected to do that, which brings me to the next item on our list. Number 3, keeping your cool. This is something I honestly hate about being Black anywhere, especially America, and especially in China. It's even more important in China because they don't have laws to protect you. In America, they kind of get away or scoot around the laws, and they kind of go around the laws so that they can, you or do whatever they need to do to get rid of you. But here, there are no laws. There are literally no written laws against racism. So with that being said, you have to keep your cool. And that's really important when people are judging you and you try to combat them. You have to do it in a friendly way to challenge them, to know that that is not acceptable, but you cannot get rough or violent, or they are going to take the local side. They are going to take their people's side no matter what. Who is in the wrong? Racism is not a good defense of you punching somebody in the face or swinging on somebody because they talk sideways to you, which is so crazy because you be wanting to, go off on somebody for saying rude comments to you, but you just have to learn to walk away. And that is so difficult and so hard, but it's a trick that you have to learn. For example, I was in an elevator once leaving a karaoke spot, a KTV, and there was actually a Tibetan guy who came up to my friend and he was like, yelling at my friend. He's like, you're a traitor to our country for being with a Black person. And he tried to fight my friend. And I'm like, wait a minute. So of course I get mad. And of course I didn't learn about this until later, honestly, until, my friend had a moment to translate for me. But I seen him getting combative and drunk. And so I stepped in the way, but I have to think about those type of moments because I can't do that. It's going to risk everything for me, and it's going to be nothing for them but a good moment. So his friends apologized about it. Yeah, he's drunk, but I guess people tell their true feelings when they're drunk. So the moral of the story is just be careful and keep your cool. Number 2, dating. Okay, so this one, okay, Dating can be hard here as a person of color. It can be difficult, more so than America, more so than places where there are diversity. It's a lot more difficult here to date because they idolize the people of European descent. Just because you're rare, you're not very common. So in that sense, they fetishize you. They idolize that look as foreign. So when they look for a foreigner, they look for, someone white. So when you do have somebody interested in you here, it's like a fetish thing. But what makes it worse and adds an extra level to it is what I was saying about culture vulturing before, but instead of being a culture vulture, they fetish you, but they don't really like black people, which is really weird and kind of just messed up, and it's super weird. You can be fetishized here, being a black person. You just have to learn how to navigate relationships and the right questions to ask when dating, and also not to get offended because they'll say things, you're the first black person I ever dated, the first black person I ever met, or I've dreamed about having a black person. Oh, I want a black person so bad, whether you're a black woman and they really just so into hips and curves. I just love the color of your skin. Oh, I don't see this nowhere else. This is something interesting. I just love your big black. They say really crazy things. You'll hear it all. So you gotta get used to that and, just navigate around that. You can date other foreigners, and if you date local Chinese people, there are ones that are out there that are human beings and know how to, they are Western minded, I should say, and they know how to navigate around that conversation and how to be polite. But again, once their guard is down, they're going to be asking the crazy questions too. So you just got to be prepared for those kind of questions and crazy comments. Number 1, recruitment. Okay, I definitely saved the best for last. I definitely saved this as number 1 because this affects your coin, okay? And don't mess with people's coin. I don't like that. We don't like that. And it's very difficult working here as a person of color because they underestimate you. You are always, lower tier, no matter how much education you have, no matter how, better of a teacher you are. They just don't see you like that. And I'm gonna give you an example because it's not about your credential, it's about your look. China is very into, the European look. That's what they trust. That's what they know as foreign. That's what they trust as foreigner. So when looking for a job, like I'm looking for a job now, and I had a recruiter be straight up to me and say that, a company said that I wasn't marketable. Many companies said that I wasn't marketable to them. And what that means is I don't have white skin. I don't have blonde hair, blue eyes. So that means when they market me to the parents or to the clients, I won't be very marketable. Clients and parents wouldn't want to purchase me as their teacher because, I have black skin and that's just already, so it's just very, very difficult to navigate the recruitment here and the job thing here because you have to prove yourself and just not take any shit when it comes to that. And you have to find yourself being comfortable talking about that and asking the hard questions and not finding yourself in a place that, traps you who thinks of you that way. For example, right now I work in a kids center, and constantly my employers are try to be upfront with me and comfort me by telling me that they promote me as a Black teacher, and they have Black teachers doing their demonstrations for the parents. So that's very, very important to have a company stand behind you as a person of color to try to change the stigma, because you have a thing, old China versus new China, and you have to try to be a part of the new culture and the new side, because the old China is a bit racist, to be quite honest. And when it comes to your coin, you got to protect that and fight for that. But yeah. All right, everybody, that was my top 6 list. I hope you enjoyed. Those are the top 6 reasons why I hate being Black in China. I never hate being Black. I love my Black skin and everything that comes with being Black. But being Black is hard no matter where you are in the world. But I said what I said. Being Black around the world is difficult, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. Happy Black History Month. I love you guys. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, comment down below on things you think I missed or things you'd like to add if you are a person of color or have experienced or even witnessed some of the crazy things that have gone on in your country or in your school. Let me know. I want to hear about it, all right? Until next time, peace.